Hi, welcome to High Road. My name's Andrew, and in today's video you're going to learn how to play an E major chord. If you want the quick version, here it is. Alright, in case you want to jump ahead, this video is going to cover the following 4 things. What notes is an E chord made from, how to read it from the chord diagram, how to actually play it, and advanced techniques to get your E chord to sound as good as it can sound. So first of all, what notes is an E major chord made from? Well, it's made from the notes E, G sharp, and B. So if we play it on the guitar, these are the notes that we've got. E, B, another E, G sharp, another B, and another E. So a chord diagram is a picture of your guitar looking from this angle. The vertical lines are the strings, and the horizontal lines are the frets. The double line at the top is the nut. And by the way, on guitar we number the fingers 1, 2, 3, 4. If you play piano, that could be confusing because on piano, thumb is 1, but not on guitar. Lastly, at the top of the chord diagram you'll see circles and crosses. Circles indicate open strings, which are supposed to just ring freely, and the crosses are strings that you should not play. You can either mute them or just not hit them. Now when you're interpreting a chord diagram, you've got to learn how to flip that image around in your mind the way you see it when you're playing. So this is what you see on the diagram, but this is what you see when you look down at your guitar. So you have to learn to actually flip that around mentally, and you'll get the hang of it pretty quickly. So let me show you how to actually play it. Finger 1 goes on fret 1 of string 3. Finger 2 goes on fret 2 of string 5. And finger 3 goes on fret 2 of string 4. Then you can strum all 6 strings. Alright, let's talk about some advanced techniques to help you get the best sound out of an E chord that you possibly can. First of all, you need to get your fingers right up onto their tips and press as close to the frets as you possibly can. Now it's not really possible to get finger 2 right behind the fret because it's jammed against the other finger there. So you just have to press that one a little bit harder, but that's usually okay. Next thing is I'd recommend that you push your hand as far forward as you can so that you get your fingers right up on their fingertips. I think it is okay to have your hand touching underneath the bottom of the neck there very gently. You can also do it this way, which is more of a classical grip, but it's not very realistic for most types of playing. If you look at most people playing an E chord, they're making some sort of gentle contact with the bottom of the neck. Now even if you're doing everything right with your left hand, you can still get a terrible sound if you're not strumming very well. So for example, most beginners for some reason tend to hit the bass strings very heavily, and they often don't hit the higher strings much at all. So this is what that would sound like. This is what it should sound like. So to get a good sound when you strum, you need to hit all the strings evenly. So if I were you, I would avoid strumming from the elbow, which creates a slicing motion, like a straight line. When you strum that way, you're probably likely to hit the bass strings very heavily. What we want is a curved strumming motion from the wrist. And then you tend to find it's easier to get a balance of all the strings. The last thing I'll show you here is that you can do an alternate fingering. So instead of using fingers 1, 2, 3, you can switch them around and use fingers 2, 3, 4 to get the same chord. And that's how you play an E major chord.